Hi, my name's Andy, and I am Continue to Give's fundraising and nonprofit development guru. In this session, I'm going to go over how to create new purposes as well as modifying your online giving form. So, yeah, really excited to show you a little bit about this. Here we go. Alrighty, so here we are on your dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and go to purposes. That's on your left-hand side. This is where you're going to see your purposes, your fundraisers, missionaries. Now, what in the world is that? We're going to go ahead and read this explanation. So, purposes are designations you will use the money for. Examples may include building fund, weekly tithes, mission fund, scholarship fund. So, where your donations and tithes will be allocated. Now, missionaries are people who raise money under your umbrella. This feature allows them to create and manage their own account and promote their own fundraising efforts, all with keeping donations funneled through you, your organization. Missionaries will need to request your approval before they can raise money under your umbrella. Now, fundraisers can be made by you or even others for peer-to-peer fundraising pages. Now, this can help you track how money can come in. Fundraisers are not needed, but can give an extra layer of reporting. So, for example, if you're raising money for a new roof, the roof would be a purpose, right? So that's where the donations will be going, but then the fundraising pages can be made for the dinner, the car wash, or John's peer-to-peer fundraiser for tracking purposes. Yeah, and each purpose, missionary, or fundraiser gets its own public fundraising page and donation form for a quick and easy share. Now, I did want to point out that whether it be a purpose, missionary, or fundraiser, that all the funds will go specifically to the same account, the bank account. Now, just so you have an idea, this is your organization and my different purposes, like I had said previously, your church building fund, your mission fund, your scholarship fund, your youth fund. And then we're going to go ahead and go into your fundraisers. Now, fundraisers, like I said before, it really helps you track what is effective. So some people do galas or bake sales or newsletters, and it really gives you an idea of what works, because in your reporting, it's going to show who clicked on the gala, or how much money did your gala raise, or your bake sale, how much money did you raise for your bake sale, or your newsletter. Are people clicking on the donate button when you send off your newsletter, or how effective it is actually concretely. And yeah, because each one of your fundraisers have its own promote. So let's say you have your shared links, right? And you'll have your donation form link. So every single fundraiser or purpose or missionary has its own donation link, which is this. Looks just like this, right? And they'll also have their own fundraising page, which will look like this. It's like a GoFundMe page, just created by Continue to Give. And this is great because people can kind of read, what is it about? Okay, you're having a bake sale, but is it for something specific, or a golf tournament, and for whom it is? And so it really gives people an idea, if they don't know you, instead of just, directly sending them a link, you can share this on social media and people can read about it a little bit more. They can see photos if it's not a bake sale or whatever, if it's a gala, or, you can put up photos from the year before. So it really gives people an idea, and you can actually edit that right here and there, because I created this, right? And I can, make it active or inactive. I can change the name. I can even make it a friendly URL. If I want to say Andy's B-Day because I'm celebrating my birthday, and instead of people giving me gifts, I've suggested that they, give to this bake sale, which is, raising funds for Ukraine, for example. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you really quick also our missionaries. This is where your missionaries are going to be you're going to see your missionaries and see how each one of them has its own fundraising page. John, for example, he has a picture, a description. He's helping people in Tanzania, his mission statement. So yeah, and who's giving, people could be anonymous. He can create this where that it be anonymous or people can't comment. So it's definitely, everything is very configurable. So it's great. And people can read about John. So for example, I might know John, but somebody else might not. So I'm not going to directly send them, the donation link. I'm going to send them his fundraising page. And once they're like, oh, I love what he's doing, let me go ahead and give to John. All right. Now I'm going to go back to purposes and just tell you a little bit about Continue to Give and how awesome, our features are. We have a feature where that you can actually change. We have 4 different donation formats. So here in Everybody Fed, you'll be able to see the normal, which is like the normal form where that people can go ahead and come in here and, this is what it looks like. I can say I want to donate $300. I'll set up recurring and make that weekly, $300 weekly, and give to Everybody Fed. Now, but if I wanted to make it, a lot of nonprofits do this where that with suggested donation amount, I can go ahead and save that. And what does suggested donation amount do? It really just gives an idea to your donors, like what does $1,000 do? And you can upload images on each one of them if you'd like. You can put a picture here. So yeah, a lot of times in relation to neuroscience and giving options on and telling your donors where their money would go to, how far $1,000 could go. Now we also have another option, which is a great option. It's called Roundup Giving. Now, Roundup Giving is where your donors can actually donate from their credit card and debit card purchases. And so it's great because whether they buy an Amazon or go to Starbucks or go to the toy store or supermarket, all that change from each purchase will go to your organization or church, and they can just simply select that. Now, we also have this other Roundup Giving, which is great as campaigns. As you can see, I have a fundraiser. I made a fundraiser for Roundup Giving, and I would promote it. I'd share the link, right? And then copy that link and go. And now I can see it's just simply Roundup Giving. And this is great for like campaigns where that maybe your donors already give recurringly, but you also want them to give their change so that your donor can spend all the money they want and not feel bad because they know that the change will go to a great cause. And you can send an email telling them that their change can change the world. So it's just great for these kinds of campaigns. Now, I do want to point out that every single fundraiser or every single purpose that you send out, for example, this church building fund, the form, it's directly already pre-selected a church building fund, the same as the scholarship fund, right? So if I click here, I can kind of check out it's already pre-selected a scholarship fund. So yeah, what's great about our software is that you can actually add more donations. So if I had already pre-selected 20,000 and I want to add another donation, I can go ahead and do so here. And if I actually didn't want to send it to the scholarship fund, since I know that you have different designations, I'm going to go ahead and give $5,000 to the church fund. So yeah, that's how you do it. Super easy and it adds up. Definitely rule of thumb, just to kind of recap, is each one of your purposes, fundraisers and missionaries, have their own donation form, but they also have their fundraising page, right? And how do we use these? Well, this is more for people that don't know your organization and want to know a little bit more about it. And when you send out directly your donation form, that's for people that already know your organization and want to support it. So definitely great way. Once you have all your purposes set up, you'll be ready to share, promote, and report. So yeah, make sure to check out our next training videos. It really is going to go over reporting and promoting your cause. Alrighty, well, have a great day. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in on Continue to Give's setup course. If you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to email customerservice@continuetogive.com. You can always join our user support group on Facebook, and please don't forget to like us on social media. Thank you so much, and God bless.